Justice and the associate justice.
1 2 1 2. So this is okay. One two 1 2.
As you can see, the chief justice and the associate justice is up there.
Okay, folks. So thank you for. So we had a little break, but we're back now. Thank you. And we just received signal of having the Chief Justice and the Associate Justices, the are already in. And the atmosphere here is charged. You have lawmakers who are pretty seated. You have
Ladies
well
and gentlemen,
wishers.
to announce the arrival of His Honor the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. All present, please rise.
So you just listen. The Chief Justice and Associate Justices, they have just arrived, and you have
Excellency, distinguished guests, I am pleased to announce the arrival of the Speaker and members of the House of Representatives. All present, please rise.
the Speaker of the 55th Legislature. Uh, they've already,
I want to say thank you for joining us. This is the closing argument.
The
Live
Chief
at
of
the
Protocol of the
legislature.
Republic of
As
Liberia
President
just
Boakai
announced the arrival
with,
of the
to give
Speaker,
his state of his nation
Speaker
address.
Rachel Kuhn, along with the Deputy Speaker.
The supporters of Common Peace Fala, the Deputy Speaker, movement to support President Boakai is here. They are marching alongside their Deputy Speaker, alongside Momo Sefa Koto. They are all here making sure that they contribute to President Boakai annual State of the Nation address. So we are here bringing you live coverage from the grounds of the capital, the Liberia legislature, to be more precise, as the President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, will, in fulfillment today, in a minute from now, will be addressing the nation through the people direct representative, which is the senators and the representative. So Honorable Thomas P. Fala is here, marching with his group, marching with his men, women, NIMBO, National Movement to support Boakai, as you can see. So Speaker
Since we are not too far from the main purpose of this event, the representatives have already come in.
has been placed to his seat. As you see, other representative, Representative Musa Assembly, Representative Anthony Williams of Maryland County, Representative Thomas Goshua of Grand Bassa County. You see Madam Bishop, Augustine Taylor, Austin Taylor, Nathaniel Sherman. You see the likes of Matthew Buchanan, Matthew Smith, Matthew Joe, excuse me. That's Matthew Joe. That's Bernard DJ Blue Benson, District 17 representative. The Alvin March here. Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala and his men. A national movement to support Boakai. The Speaker have been seated. Speaker Kuhn is now seated. Speaker Kuhn is now seated. We want to say this is the closing argument. So there you have it here. I guess somebody push on that side. Green screen, somebody push on already. So any moment from now, this section will be called to order by the Sergeant of Arms. The section will be called to order by the Sergeant of Arms. Today's Sona. So if you're just joining us, this is the closing argument live at the grounds of the legislature. Any moment from now, we will witness the arrival of the vice president, subsequently the president. Any moment from now, we will see the arrival of the vice president and subsequently the president. So the protein. So the protein is margin here. The legs of some senators.
Second lady of the Republic of Liberia. She's here, and we are receiving signal of having His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, to arrive shortly. Government officials are pretty seated. We just got informed that we have the Speaker of Legislature, Speaker Richard Kumo, along with Deputy Speaker and other members of the Legislature. Folks, the atmosphere here is charged. with excitement, expectations, and a lot. We have Liberians in the diaspora, Liberians from home. They are watching as it relates to what President Boakai has to deliver, what he has in store in Liberian people, as what the government have achieved, what are challenges the government has been faced with, and where the country is at the moment. So we would like to thank you. This has
Please clear the aisle. Please clear the aisle.
we have the senators. They are making their way in. Everyone to their seats. They're being ushered to their seats. The senators.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce the arrival of the Vice President of the
And
Republic
also
of
you have the
Liberia
Vice President of the
and
Republic
members
of
of the
Liberia,
Senate.
Honorable Jeremiah Kwanku,
All present,
along with
please rise.
members from the Senate. They are opposed to be ushered to their seats. So, as per this year's protocol, the ushering of guests, so the person has a message. It started at exactly 2:30, and it will be ending at 3:50 p.m. At 2:50, we receive members of the Council of Corps, as announced by the Chief of Protocol, Republic of Liberia. At 2:55, the Chief of Protocol, Republic of Liberia, also announced the arrival of heads of international organizations. At 3 p.m., the Chief of Protocol also announced the arrival of their excellencies, the Doi and members of the diplomatic corps. At 3:05, the Chief of Protocol announced the arrival of the Dean and members of the cabinet. And after that, we also witnessed the arrival of former heads of state and former vice president. At 3:15, the Chief of Protocol announced the arrival of His Honor, the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. We also witnessed the arrival of the Speaker and members of the House of Representatives at 3:25. The arrival of the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, President of the Senate and members of the Senate,
Thank you. You may have your seats.
which we also just, announced to those who are watching. And we currently have 3:34. Just a few minutes from now, we'll have President Boakai addressing the nation as we all anticipate to listen to what he has to tell the Liberian people, what he has to deliver, what his government has achieved, what the government has also been challenged with, and where the country stands at the moment. It is a colorful, it is a wonderful event. The cultural troop, they are represented here fully. Liberians are here, well wishers, they are all here to grace this wonderful occasion as it has become a tradition. It is constitutional that the president of the fourth working Monday of every year to address the nation as the progress that has been made. Article 86 of the 1986 Constitution amended the president to to address the nation as we formally call the SONA, the State of the Nation Address, and to present what the government has achieved. So we want to say thank you as the guests continue. continue to make their way through. We will also bring you up to speed as it relates to those arriving as well.
So, any moment from now, the President, His Excellency Joseph Mambuaga Senior, will come in. Meanwhile, the the both the both segment of the house of the both segment of the legislature have already been seated, and it's just about few moments from now of minutes. Uh, the sergeant at arm will call this call to sections, and then the speaker will then preside over the joint section of the legislature. After which, President Joseph Mambuaka Senior will be invited to deliver the State of Nation address. So that is just few moments away. From what we are seeing some being played, you have jazz instruments of jazz are being played here, flutes, and people are dancing, and you have a lot of happening right now here on the grounds of the capital. So stay with us as we train you to while the lawmakers are getting ready. They are having some discussions amongst themselves. Our sound of preparation. A few minutes from now, this session will be called to order. It's a reminder that you are tuning, watching from the executive mansion via via Facebook. I like social media. I like via Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and we encourage you to remain tuned. So we
no. One argument, Ryan.
Yeah, off it. Off it. Yeah, me off it.
Good afternoon, Honorable Richard Nangbeku, Speaker of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Honorable Jeremiah Kpankun, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia and President of the Liberian Senate, Honorable Nyombli Kanga Lawrence, Senate Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Honorable Thomas P. Fala, Deputy Speaker of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia, my distinguished honorable members of the 55th Legislature. I have the honor at this time to announce to you the third Sonant of the 4th Joint Section of the Honorable House of Representatives and that of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Honorable Speaker, and now therefore, this 4th Joint Section is hereby called to order and is hereby so ordered.
Hello, thank you. Distinguished and esteemed honorable members of the 55th Legislature, in fulfillment of Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution, we have gathered here today and at this hour for the sole purpose of receiving the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., to deliver his State of the Nation address. As presiding, I will now entertain a motion for the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia to resolve into a joint legislative section for the sole purpose of executing the responsibility of His Excellency Honorable Joseph Newman Boakai. I will now recognize the Right Honorable Myean of Electoral District number 2, Nima County, to offer the motion.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Vice President, Honorable Pro Tem, Honorable Deputy Speaker, our distinguished colleagues of the 55th Liberian Legislature, I, Honorable Myean G. Flomo of Nima County Electoral District 2, move, if I can obtain a second, that the legislature convene in a joint session for the sole and singular purpose of receiving the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., to deliver the State of the Nation address in keeping with Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution.
Thank you. And this motion will be acknowledged and seconded by the Right Honorable Senator Boto Cannon of Babalu County.
I, Boto Cannon, Senator of Babalu County, do hereby second the motion.
Distinguished honorable members, without restating the motion, are you all ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion, make it known by saying yea. Those against the motion, make it known by saying nay. All those abstain, please make it known by raising your right hand. The yea has it, with the motion to convene in a joint legislative section, put and carry, the legislature now convene in a joint legislative section for the sole purpose of receiving the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., to deliver his State of the Nation address, and is hereby so ordered. We now call on the Chief Clerk of the House of Representatives to inform us whether we have the legitimate quorum to transact business for today.
Honorable Rachel Namwekon, Speaker of the House of Representatives and presiding officer of this joint legislative section, His Excellency Jeremiah Kpankon, President of the Republic, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, and President of the Liberian Senate, Senator Nyomli Kanka Lawrence, President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, Honorable Thomas P. Falla, Deputy Speaker, Honorable House of Representatives, honorable ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to announce from the records of the Secretary of the Senate and that of mine that there is a quorum for the transaction of this joint legislative section solely intended to receive His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, to deliver to the Liberian people his State of the Nation address. I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, it has been established by the report from the Honorable Chief Clerk that this august body has the quorum for the transaction of business today. We now ask the member of the Joint Committee on Executive of the Legislature, along with the Sergeant at Arms, to proceed at the front of the Capitol building to receive and escort the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., to the legislative body. So members of the Joint Committee on Executive, along with the Sergeant at Arms, please proceed to escort His Excellency, the President, before this body.
So the president.
That's one.
So the president, President Boakai, has arrived at the grounds of the capital. He's been escorted by state security and members of the executive committee of both houses, the House of Senate and the House of Representatives. They are all here present to escort the president. So we are waiting to see the president embarking upon his vehicle. So the session was called to order by Speaker Richard Nandekun. The Sergeant at Arms are all here as we are waiting for the president. And will be saying here today. So we are waiting to see the president. The sound at the back is the direct choir that are here making sure that they contribute to this. So it's a whole mix of program here. We have musical team, and they are all here making sure that some part of the fueling no measures. So the chair Honorable Sekou Kanen, and the chair on executive is Honorable or the president has embarked been giving a right hand salute there by
Honorable ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased at this time to announce to you the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. Thank you.
So the president is going towards the platform, the podium. The national anthem is playing at the back. The members of the armed forces of Liberia. This is the closing argument Joseph Sally Myean Torgbean is here bringing you all the major development here at the grounds of the capital. You have host of journalists here also, members of the cabinet, members of the diplomatic corps Dorian. We see some international organization. The president moves slowly towards the podium. The protocol yet is very tight, very, very tight protocol. And President Boakai moves slowly. This is the closing argument right here at the grounds of the capital, the home of the legislature. President Boakai is dressed in all white with his tango as usual, being matched, escorted by state security. Being matched alongside his beautiful wife. That's the first lady of the Republic of Liberia. That's Madam Katumum Boakai. The chief of protocol is about to announce the president. The president mounts straight towards the podium.
Please tell them to sit down.
Yeah, you can tell them to sit.
Good evening, please have your seats. Mr. Vice President, Madam First Lady, Mr. Speaker, members of the House of Representatives, Madam Pro Tem, members of the Senate, the Chief Justice, Associate Justices, members of the Judiciary, Madam Dean and members of the Cabinet, Mr. Dorian, members of the Diplomatic Corps, former presidents here, former officials of government present, heads and officials of political parties, prelates, members of the religious organization, our international local partners, our traditional leaders, and elders, distinct. Our deep gratitude is to God Almighty, the sustainer and preserver of our nation, for his enduring grace and blessings over the past year and throughout history. We are gathered here in fulfillment of Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution, which requires the president to present annual message on the state of the republic, the condition of the economy, and the legislative agenda for the year ahead. This annual message reviews our progress in the second year of this administration and sets forth the priorities in 2026. It reflects our commitment to reform, results that improve the life of the Liberian people. Mr. Speaker, and honorable members of the legislature, we are painfully reminded again of the last year's arson attack on the Capitol building. This attack on our symbol of democracy has forced us for the second year to meet in this courtyard instead of the historic chamber. The legal process to bring those responsible for this heinous act is still going on. I, however, assure every Liberian that my administration is pursuing this matter with resolve and impartiality, and that anyone found guilty will bear the full weight of the law. I use this time to remind those driven by narrow personal interest that this country is moving forward, not backward. As Winston Churchill once observed, and I quote, "Never yield to the power of the adversary if it contradicts honor." In that spirit, our democracy will not be intimidated, our institutions will not diminish, our commitment to the rule of law and constitutional governance remains unshaken, and the process we continue to make will not be thwarted. Honorable members of the legislature, over the past 2 years, my administration worked to tackle inherited challenges, stabilize the economy, and deliver key development milestones. Despite limited resources, we made progress across key sectors, including agriculture, infrastructure, education, health, tourism, and the rule of law, alongside important legislative initiatives. I am pleased to inform you that our country is in a better state than it was a year ago, and the progress of the past 2 years is real. Looking ahead, we will continue implementing the arrest agenda to improve livelihoods, strengthen democratic governance, and enhance Liberia's standing in the world. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, Madam President Pro Tempore of the Senate, members of the legislature, through collaboration and prompt passage of priority legislation, the government aims to strengthen institutions, grow the economy, and improve the well-being of all Liberians. Over the course of the last year, the executive submitted several bills to you for enactment into law. I thank the members of the body for your service and collaboration in passing several crucial bills during the second session of this legislature. Key among those passed and signed into law are the Ministry of Local Government Act to decentralize the government and allow greater participation in decision-making at a local level. The Liberia National Tourism Act to stimulate economic growth by leveraging the nation's natural attractions and cultural heritage, and an act to establish the National Food Assistance Agency, and 9 financing agreements between Liberia and our bilateral and multilateral development partners. While the passage of these laws is commendable, urgent attention must now focus on advancing the pending legislations. Key among these are the Presidential Transaction Act to establish procedures for the transition from one elected government to the next. Our experience shows the need for these procedures to avoid arbitrary practices and conflicting expectations during periods of transition. Also, pending before you are the bills to establish Civil Service Commission and the third amendment to the Mineral Development Agreement with ArcelorMittal Holdings, among others. Delays in passing these measures will weaken the reforms needed for economic growth and institutional integrity. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature, I have also submitted for amendment to existing anti-corruption laws, including legislation to address illicit enrichment and to remove the existing statute of limitation on corruption cases. In 2026, we will submit additional priority bills, including legislation to establish the National Planning Commission to strengthen development planning and budgeting, and a specialized code for property dispute to reduce the backlog of land cases. We will propose a universal health insurance program and a bill to establish National Road Authority dedicated to road construction and maintenance. We will also submit the revised charter of the University of Liberia to accommodate needed reforms and administrative structures. We will expand Liberia's Agriculture Commodity Regulatory Authority's mandate to enhance output, processing, marketing of quality agricultural commodities. We will also seek an amendment to the executive law to restructure the Ministry of Foreign Affairs so it can better serve citizens and adapt to our evolving international responsibilities. Finally, we will submit bills to repeal outdated People's Redemption Council era decrees that created public institutions that no longer serve today's governance needs. Beyond legislation, my administration issued 16 executive orders to advance governance, economic, social priorities in line with the national development goals. Each action, whether by law or order, was taken for one purpose, the benefit of the Liberian people. We remain dedicated to fostering cooperation among all branches of government through mutual respect, open dialogue, as the Constitution requires. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, Madam Pro Tem, members of the legislature, fellow Liberians. Last year, we emphasized the economic challenges inherited by this administration. not as an excuse, but to highlight the hurdles faced and the progress achieved. Through disciplined fiscal management, sound policies, and robust partnerships, we began restoring stability and trust. As of 2024, the economy showed resilience with steady growth, declining inflation, stronger reserves, and renewed momentum across key sectors. This progress continued in 2025 with macroeconomic stability and private sector growth, strengthening our commitment to the Liberian people. We are proud to announce that the economy grew by 5.1% in 2025. This exceeds both the 4.6% forecast and the 4.0% growth recorded in 2024. This achievement was driven by significant gains in mining, agriculture, fisheries, and services. Mining expanded by 17% and export rose by 31.5%. Looking ahead, ongoing reforms and infrastructure investment are expected to boost growth to over 5% in 2026, with average growth projected at about 6% from 2026 to 2028. Inflation fell to 4% by December 2025, the lowest in 2 decades, down from 10% when we took over in 2024. These achievements signal effective monetary and fiscal policies coupled with anticipated ease in input costs. Liberia external sector performed well in 2025. Gross international reserve increased from $475 million in 2024 to $576 million, surpassing the previous year by $101 million. Also, net international reserve exceeded IMF targets, potentially reaching $280 million by December 2025, and export grew over 31% to about $2.1 billion. Our medium-term strategic and growth initiative, or Go Purchase program, reserve, enhancing economic resilience. We are proud to report that we met nearly all IMF performance criteria in June 2025, reaffirming our commitment. The IMF external credit facility remains crucial for rebuilding reserves to cover 3.3 months of import by 2027, supported by prudent fiscal measures. Foreign investment in iron ore mining will also boost exports and the current account. Since September 2025, the foreign exchange market has been stable due to good liquidity management, fiscal discipline, and strong export earnings. The Liberian dollar appreciated by at least 3% against the US dollar. We are committed to maintaining currency confidence and stability. To promote financial inclusion, we accelerated Liberia's digital finance revolution, processing over 275,000 transactions, valued at more than 375 million Liberian dollars, or at 2.7 million by December 2025. Our goal is to raise financial inclusion from 52% in 2024 to 70% by 2029. The central bank is rebuilding public trust by strengthening governance and accountability and managing government securities more openly. In 2025, it issued 44.4 million US dollars, rolling over 132.1 million and 7.6 billion Liberian dollars. And for the first time in decades, the bank recorded consecutive operational surpluses in 2024 and 2025. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House of Legislation, despite real achievements in 2025, our development program faced one of the toughest tests. An abrupt clash in the donor support during the second quarter disrupted finance for essential social and economic projects. This led to job losses, reduced incomes, and hardship for many families. This government stepped up to it to close funding gap and keep critical services running, but the disruption slowed implementation and stained our plans. Notwithstanding these challenges, we are pleased to report that we weathered the storm by instituting a package of measures that included tighter fiscal control, critical protecting social expenditure in health and education, and significantly enhancing domestic resources mobilization efforts. Reaffirmed commitment from donor partners for 2025 amounted to $381 million, including $63 million in direct budget support and $321.5 million for programs and projects. During the year under review, the government concluded 9 financing agreements totaling $334.98 million, including $98.58 million concessional loans and $236.4 million in grants to advance national priorities. These agreements supported investment in infrastructure, human capital development, and natural resource management. Mr. Speaker and honorable members of the House of Representatives and members of the legislature, I informed you last year that our engagement with the United States have positioned Liberia for the Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact. I am pleased to report that after a review and reassessment by the new U.S. government, Liberia's eligibility for a second MCC compact was reaffirmed in December 2025. The compact development process has begun, focusing on investment in energy and job creation. We extend profound appreciation to our bilateral and multilateral partners, including the United States of America, the European Union, People's Republic of China, the United Kingdom, Japan, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Morocco, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, African Development Bank, the United Nations and its agencies, the African Union and the Economic Community of West African States, and the Mana River Union for their trust, support, and ongoing commitment to Liberia as we strive to restore stability and bring essential relief and opportunities to our people. Last year's external funding cut was a wake-up call. It exposed how vulnerable we become and the race to our security when we rely too much and external support. In my annual message last year, I pledged to strengthen domestic revenue by aligning reforms with regional benchmarks, improving tax compliance, and investing in digital systems, including a modern custom inspection center at the Freeport of Monrovia. We have made real progress on these commitments, and the results are clear. Liberia can finance more than its own development if we put the right policies in place and collect what is due. For fiscal year 2025, we approved a national budget of $880.5 million, funded largely by $804.6 million in domestic revenue. By year end, total revenue reached $885.8 million, exceeding the target by $5.1 million. $847.7 million, surpassing the target by $43.1 million, the highest ever recorded in Liberia. That is an increase of $148 million over 2024, the largest single year gain in our nation's history. Last year, we submitted and you approved a budget of more than $1.2 billion for fiscal year 2026, representing the highest budget in the history of our country. Over the past 2 years, domestic revenue has risen by $235.7 million. This reflects stronger policy choices, improved administration, digitization, and better compliance. I commend the Liberia Revenue Authority and all partner institutions for their professionalism, and I call on the legislature to work with us to sustain these gains and direct every dollar towards results that improve the lives of the Liberian people. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature, I am pleased to report that on account of the robust revenue performance for 2025, the fiscal authorities are concluding processes that will lead to submission of a supplemental budget to the legislature next month, the first in many years. As of the end of November 2025, government spending totaled $709.7 million, including both recurrent and capital spending. Spending on roads accounted for a major share of our capital expenditure. Public debt stood at $2.8 billion as at the end of December 2025. Domestic debt, mainly owed to the central bank and commercial bank, was $1.2 billion. External debt, largely to the World Bank and to the African Development Bank, was $1.6 billion. Despite fiscal pressure, the government remained largely current on its debt commitments, paying $120.1 million in debt service to both domestic and external creditors in 2025. We will continue prudent debt management and fiscal discipline. To strengthen the economy and address fiscal constraints, my administration has introduced major financial management reform to boost revenue, enacted the tax expenditure bill, tightened exemption controls, and are preparing to implement a value-added tax system by 2027. To support fiscal year 2026, $1.2 billion, budget. We will expand the tax base by cracking down on evasion, updating tax rules, raising the goods tax by a modest 1%, and revising excise taxes. The government has strategically leveraged opportunities to attract credible investment and responsibly exploit natural resources for the benefit of Liberians. In 2025, the government signed key agreements to boost economic growth, infrastructure, and employment, including concession and access agreement with the Ivanhoe for the Yekepa-Bukena Rail Corridor, and amended deal with ArcelorMittal Liberia. Together, these represent approximately $4 billion in committed investments. The government has commenced the process of reactivating the Pudo iron ore mine. That will boost job creation and accelerate development in Grand Direct County in the southeastern region. In the hydrocarbon sector, the government signed 8 new petroleum agreements, 4 with Total Energies and 4 with Ranto Petroleum. Mr. Speaker, the honorable members of the legislature, despite ongoing global supply pressure, our actions have helped lower the cost of essential goods. Prices have eased for rice, flour, and fuel, relief that families can feel in their daily lives. For instance, 25 kilogram bag of Indian parboiled rice now retails at $14.50. And flowers are dropped from 35 to 35 US dollars per 100-pound bag. Fuel has stabilized at $4 per gallon, helping to reduce transport costs. We strengthened supply and quality by completing a 17,000 cubic meter fuel storage tank and a modern testing laboratory at the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company, thereby improving storage capacity, fuel standard, and national energy security. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I commend the Vice President and the Price Committee for acting to prevent unjustified price increases that harm our people. Let me be clear. Business that exploits consumers will be held accountable. Job creation remains the top priority for my administration. Our job creation strategy has focused on addressing the binding and structural constraints to growth, including investment in roads, energy. In this connection, we have created more than 70,000 short and medium-term jobs across infrastructure, agriculture, social protection, and small businesses, among other sectors. Going forward, the Youth Entrepreneurship and Investment Bank project launched in 2025 will support 30,000 youth-led businesses, creating over 120,000 direct and indirect jobs for the youth. A national employment acceleration strategy focused on agriculture, public works, skill training, and support to small enterprises has been finalized. This will facilitate more Liberians to earn decent livelihood with dignity. Honorable members of the legislature, on January 15, 2025, the Liberian government launched the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development 2025 to 2029 and the 15-county development agenda in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. These initiatives reaffirm the country's commitment to Vision 2030, focusing on on delivering measurable results through decisive implementations. The current budget allocates 290 million USD for capital investment in public sector investment projects, making this one of the largest recent government programs. The arrest agenda aims to diversify Liberia's economy beyond extraction and boost productivity through more than 370 interventions across sectors like agriculture, infrastructure, energy, tourism, governance, education, health, and sanitation, targeting annual growth above 5%. The broader goal will include raising GDP per capita above $1,050 by 2029, reducing the trade deficit and lowering poverty rates. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, Madam Pro Tempore, and members of the legislature, I am pleased to report today that we have made substantial progress across key sectors, including agriculture, the heart of the arrest agenda for inclusive development, and the driver of job creation, food security, and growth. In 2025, over 198,000 farmers received government support, leading to expanded rice and cocoa cultivation and increased agriculture output. Infrastructure improvement, including the completion of 166 kilometers of feeder road, have reduced transport costs and enhanced market access, resulting in 33,755 Liberians moving from food insecurity to food security. In 2026, we will prioritize agribusiness, scaling rice production, expanding mechanization, operationalizing the One County, One Priority Commodity Program, and improving sector financing through new banking legislation. Additionally, the introduction of Liberia's first fiberglass semi-industrial fishing vessel, the Sea King, marks a milestone in boosting domestic fish production and food security. The government encourages private sector investor engagement to drive inclusive agriculture growth. Mr. Speaker and members of the legislature, nearly 3 years ago, I assured the nation that roads will be our focus, not as a slogan, but rather a commitment to connecting communities with opportunities. In furtherance of our commitment, we focus on restoring key corridors and expand Liberia's paved roads from under 12% to 20% and maintain more than 780 kilometers of major roads, ensuring year-round access. Connectivity improved between Burraville and Buffalo, Salaye and Medekoma, Tapita and Zedru, as well as Buchanan and Greenville, reducing costs and easing hardship for citizens. Key roads like Ganta, Sakripe now 56%, Sakripe Tapita up to 92% have advanced, while Kilipo Fishtown route is now fully paved. Additional projects, including the Buchanan Greenway Highway, are in the pipeline, thanks to partner support from African Development Bank, World Bank, and others. Efforts will be made to Vahu more accessible to the rest of the country by road. The Army Corps of Engineers will play a role in delivering this initiative. In our ongoing commitment to maintain road access for our citizens, I am pleased to announce that the widely discussed 285 yellow machines procured by government last year are currently in shape. These assets will be situated at the county hubs and used to support road maintenance efforts and form crucial part of our disaster response preparedness efforts across the country. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature, fellow Liberians, we continue to make progress in connecting county capitals and major assets. Although the RIA Road Corridor project faced delays due to ongoing orders and challenges and changes in scope, we are still able to increase the length of the pavement from 20 to 25. With the orders and rescoping nearing completion, full work on this corridor is expected to resume in 2026. The private port concession agreement, which is designed to promote public-private partnership in road development, had been signed following your approval. Covered under this agreement are the St. Paul Bridge to Bow Waterside, Medina to Robertsport, and Medicoma to Vanyama corridors. Construction of this project is scheduled to begin next month with a groundbreaking ceremony. Urban improvement on alleyways, drainages, and lighting in communities such as Cinco, Bytown, and Carware, the Japan Freeway, and Marshall are ongoing, improving access and security for communities. Work on the overpass on the Tubman Boulevard has commenced and are set for completion by 2027. The rural areas, 411 kilometers rural roads and 122 kilometers urban roads, have been paved since the administration began. Looking ahead, the goal is to surpass 485 kilometers of paved road by 2029, strengthening national unity. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature, electricity is a critical enabler for industrialization and other critical development programs. In 2025, the government, through the Liberia Electricity Corporation, focused on stabilizing this energy sector and expanding access as part of the ARREST agenda and our national energy compact. Over 83,000 new connections were established, covering communities in Montserrat and electrify 124 villages in Grand Bassa, Riverside, Bong, and Nimba. Through these initiatives, 17,000 households have access to power for their first time. Electricity tariffs have been cut to ease household costs, positioning energy as a driver for growth. Through the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency, we use solar power to provide electricity for 88 clinics across 14 counties and rural regions. Upper, Barclayville, Caribbean, Zozo cities have each benefited with 173 streetlights as part of the lighting of rural communities. We have installed 3,791 streetlights through the CLSG Rural Electrification Program, benefiting over 124 towns and villages in Nimba, Grand Bassa, and Riverside, and Bong County. The program also provided electricity to 2 universities, ABC and Cottington, 2 hospitals, Riverside District and Mother of Light Rehab, and is strengthening the cross-border grade in Nimba, Bong, and Margibi counties. Mount Coffee Hydro Power remained reliable. Outages decreased. Electricity sales rose by 24%. Revenue topped $71 million, and collection efficiency reached 94%. Further investment in reforms of LEC will aim at addressing inefficiencies, stabilizing the utility, and ensuring reliable services. In 2026, we plan to have 100,000 new connections, deploy advanced transmission lines and smart meters, reduce system losses by 35%, with more improvements ahead. Major projects underway include 250 megawatt gas to power plant, a 200 megawatt solar plant and storage, and a new hydropower project on the St. John River alongside existing solar thermal and hydropower capacity totaling 700 megawatts. Through our digital initiative, we created a new ICT strategic action plan to modernize the national telecom framework and half of the government agencies have transitioned to unified ICT system. By November 2025, 56% of these entities had fiber optic networks installed, and 80% of the critical ICT infrastructure was secured with cybersecurity measures. Digital finance advanced with mobile money use rising from 46% to 58% in 2025. The central bank launched the inclusive instant payment system, enabling real-time transactions and cross-border payment across Africa. Mobile network coverage expanded into underserved areas, improving access and participation in digital economy. The National Port Authority remains a critical gateway to Liberia's economy. Following my visit to Morocco last November, the Moroccan Port Development Entity agreed to invest in equipment and logistics for the Port of Monrovia, breaking the long-standing monopoly and boosting competition. Master plan for the Port of Monrovia and Buchanan have been developed. Tariff reforms are driving revenue growth. Further upgrades will include dredging the Port of Monrovia for larger ships, easing congestion, reducing costs, and introducing 24-hour operation. At Rabat International Airport, significant upgrades were completed, including the reopening of taxiway Bravo, rehabilitation of the apron and the jet bridge, and installation of a new navigational aids. These improvements were finalized ahead of the Turkish airline inaugural flight on May 11, 2026, representing major advancement for the Liberian aviation. Additional, the agreement has been assured with a South Korea-made group to develop a ship recycling center and establish private-public partnership domestic airline in Liberia with an initial fleet of 3 aircraft. Mr. Speaker, the honorable members of the legislature, public transport is a vital service that every Liberian deserves. The National Transport Authority has long faced neglect with deteriorated infrastructure and unchecked corruption. We are changing that. Last year, we procured 64 buses, now deployed and serving Liberians nationwide. We also broke ground for a modern NTA headquarters, a step that will enhance service delivery and transform public transportation in our country. Since 1948, Liberia's maritime program has been central to our economy and global standing, featuring the world's largest open ship registry and skilled mariners. Recent modernization initiatives in the sector include domestic watercraft monitoring program with AIS, the first in decades, and vessel monitoring system technology for enhanced safety. Also, our re-election to the International Maritime Organization Category A reaffirmed Liberia's leadership in maritime governance. Education is fundamental to Liberia's renewal and growth in human capital. In furtherance of the unified data-driven reform adopted in 2024, access to quality learning for all children has been guaranteed. Teachers' dignity was restored by removing over 1,000 good names from the payroll. Consequently, over 2,000 qualified volunteer teachers were hired across all counties. Through the 88.7 million Excel project supported by the World Bank and the Global Partnership for Education, we prioritize literacy and numeracy from grades 1 to 3, ensuring basic skills at the third grade. Our national digital learning platform now reaches remote villages with multimedia lessons, including sign language support. Also, 156 schools have been equipped with computer labs, and nearly 300 teachers have received technology training. Still under education, we improved the learning environment by supplying over 26,000 desks and chairs through the One Child, One Chair initiative. We also invested in building model schools in Bong, Margibi, Nimba counties, in addition to renovating 40 schools and distributing 22,000 STEM kits. Through partnership with Tuskegee University and Booker Washington Institute, young Liberians will have the opportunity to further technical training in a host of vocations. Our national school feeding programs supported more than 239,000 students. Transparency and governance improved with the annual school census covering 6,394 schools after a 4-year pause. The launch of a digital school pyramid platform and expanded scholarship with local recipients increasing from 378 to 1,000, while all arrears for 210 students abroad were settled. Funds were also allocated to renovate the University of Liberia and public schools to address congestion and improve facilities. To further demonstrate our commitment to education, funds were provided for the renovation of the University of Liberia and several public schools across the country. This intervention will address the long-standing post-Civil War problem of congestion. Last year, the health sector saw significant improvement. Maternal death dropped nationwide. Immunization coverage for children under 1 reached 88%, and medicine stock out decreased from 95 to 5%. We thank Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, for strengthening Liberia's immunization program. With their support, Liberia has expanded vaccine access and improved public health while meeting all co-financing commitments for the first time in 10 years. We recorded significant progress in addressing infrastructure constraints confronting the health sector. Reconstruction work on the C.H. Rennie facility in Margibi County is underway at a new Kakita location, where it will now include a midwifery school. Construction work on the neuropsychiatric hospital in Bensonville is now 75%, while work on the regional diagnostic center in Bond County is 85%. To support the continued delivery of quality services in the sector, a new midwifery training program has been initiated at Bumming Community College and budget allocated for a smooth operation of the ERWA hospital. Data is vital for planning and response. So the government set up a National Health Intelligence Center to improve data-driven decision-making. The system has demonstrated effectiveness, as recent data indicate that tuberculosis notification rose by 7.5% over the past year, while incident and mortality decreased by 28% and 49% respectively. Our effort against drug abuse intensified with the launch of the Liberia first national anti-drug plan, providing strategic roadmap by closing over 800 at-risk youth were enrolled in recovery programs. Mr. Speaker, the honorable members of the legislature, poor sanitation and limited access to clean water have long threatened public health, especially in urban areas like Monrovia, where 42% of the citizens lack basic sanitation facilities. In 2025, we completed the Buffalo water system, commenced new water supply projects in Greenville and Plebo, and began the rehabilitation and expansion of the Shredru water supply system. These projects are set to benefit over 43,000 persons. The 48-inch White Plain to Monrovia pipeline project is nearing its first phase of completion. Plans are underway for the remainder of the project, which is expected to benefit over 1 million residents in Montserrat County. Years of conflict left many Liberians vulnerable. In response, the government expanded social protection program to ensure fair opportunity for all citizens. In 2025, the Save the Future project integrated more than 8,000 street children into safe environments and enrolled over 2,700 out-of-school children. Over the past 2 years, around 13,500 children were reunited with their families. About 4,000 of these have returned to school, while over 3,700 caregivers gain support through grant, training, and family programs. Thanks to the philanthropic support, we have received 5 containers filled with various materials such as clothing, shoes for children. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection is collaborating with the Ministry of Education to make sure these items are delivered to school-age children across the country. Under the Realize project, the government provided income support through cash transfers to over 15,000 poor households, delivering over $1 billion Liberian dollars to help them cover basic household needs. The Liberia Women Empowerment Project also reached 3,300 women with income support and is expanding to benefit over 32,000 more women across several counties. These efforts promote economic opportunities and household welfare. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature, fellow Liberians, young people who make up over half of the population are Liberia's greatest asset. This year, we advanced youth deployment by launching the National Youth Policy 2025 to 2030 and the Youth Peace and Security Action Plan. We increased job, skill building, and livelihood opportunities for vulnerable youth and women. Through the Realize project, more than 15,000 young people received support for income generation and training, and over 1,400 youth completed technical and vocational programs. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature, ladies and gentlemen, sports unite people and foster discipline, teamwork, and national pride. To support this, the government and the Bee Mountain Mining Corporation are launching football academies in both Bon and Montserrat counties, creating direct routes to national team and encouraging professionalism and growth in Liberia's sports sector. We prioritize at-risk youth with drug prevention and rehabilitation and upgraded the Youth Agriculture Training Center. Mr. Speaker, members of the legislature, providing adequate housing remains a priority. Many Liberians live in overcrowded, insecure conditions. To address this, the National Housing Authority will begin building 600 social housing units across 6 counties in February this year. Mr. Speaker, members of the legislature, Liberia's long-standing governance challenges have contributed to the weakening our institutions and decline in public trust. My administration is committed to restoring confidence through the strengthening integrity, accountability, and transparency. A step in this direction is a requirement for heads of institutions to sign performance contracts and comply clearly with defined standards under our new established performance management and compliance system. Working with the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, we secured 11 indictments, obtained 2 convictions, and had 1 acquittal. 4 prosecutions are ongoing. Meanwhile, we enforce administrative measures by suspending or dismissing officials involved in misconduct. Additionally, we have strengthened asset declaration rules and introduced ethics textbook in schools. The General Auditing Commission made major strides, completing 94 out of 105 audits. This includes the domestic debt audit from 2018 to 2023, which rejected over 704,000 million US in unsupported claims. For this first time, a system audit of the House of Representatives for 2021 to 2024 was conducted with a report expected in March 2026. Compliance with audit recommendation rose from 13% in 2024 to 37% in 2025. And we keep working with the legislature to ensure the General Auditing Commission can fully carry out its constitutional duty to protect public interest. My government is advancing legal reforms to make e-procurement the standard and to promote fair, inclusive participation. In 2025, the Public Procurement and Concession Commission moved Liberia's procurement system forward by expanding electronic procurement and strengthening oversight in over 50 public entities. These steps with tightened controls, reduce waste, and support the arrest agenda for inclusive development. In 2025, justice and security were strengthening by expanding access to justice, improving criminal prosecution, and upgrading correctional and judicial facilities. Logistical support to key law enforcement agencies was enhanced. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency seized nearly 10 metric tons of illicit drugs and arrested over 550 suspects, while the immigration sector enhanced border security and migration process. The Liberia National Fire Service boosted emergency response with more than 10 new fire engines and over firefighting equipment. These initiatives have increased public trust in the justice and security system compared to pre-2024 levels. To address congestion at the Edward Kesali military barracks, we renovated the Camp Jones military barracks in Margibi and Camp Grant military barracks in Nimba County. This has accommodated the relocation of over 600 soldiers, improving living conditions for our military families. During the year under review, we made significant progress in improving civil service. We placed more than 3,400 long-serving volunteers in education and health onto the national payroll. To boost morale and productivity, we increased the salaries for over 23,000 frontline workers in health, education, security, and agriculture. We are also strengthening the system for the future. Merit-based hiring is being reinforced through a new civil service testing center, and staff welfare is improving through automated legal services. Finally, we are committed to investing in our employees by offering a 50% salary advance option, expanding long-term loan program, and providing additional training opportunities both at home and abroad. My administration strengthening protection by enforcing key environmental biodiversity laws, updating climate commitments, improving access to climate finance, including the establishment of the Climate Carbon Market Authority. Additionally, we took steps to further conserve our treasured flora and fauna by initiating the process of clearing the Sapo National Park of intruders to open it for tourism and attractions. We also established a modern environmental laboratory, ratified the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction agreement, and decentralized environmental governance. Liberia remains committed to responsible stewardship, ensuring that environmental protection, economic growth, and prosperity advance together for this generation and the next. Honorable members of the legislature, land governance remains a persistent challenge that affects livelihood, food security, culture, the economy, development, and climate change. Poor management has led to land grabs, dispute, and social conflict. In 2024, we imposed a moratorium on the public land sales to prevent speculative land grabs. It was lifted only after establishing clear guidelines and a standardized national deeding system in 2025. These measures now ensure full land allocation is fair, transparent, and accountable. In 2025, the government continued this centralization effort by deploying county service center coordinators across all 15 counties and serving over 32,000 citizens and boosting local revenue generation. County development planning units and treasury assessment strengthening fiscal management. A comprehensive review led to the reclassification of cities based on legal criteria. To promote participatory governance, more than 1,800 traditional leaders were appointed, and the National Assembly of Chiefs was convened in 2025 in Myean, Bon County, in November 2025. Lastly, the government was advanced institutional reform by passing the act establishing the Ministry of Local Government, a major effort in advancing decentralization. To bring services closer to citizens, passport centers were opened in Granjire and Bon counties, making it easier for people to access identification documents locally. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the legislature, my foreign policy is guided by a firm commitment to international systems grounded in the United Nations multilateralism and international law. I believe these are vital for global cooperation and peaceful conflict resolution. In 2025, we worked to restore Liberia's international credibility and reestablish it as a respected member of the global community. Our foreign policy now prioritizes national interest, integrity, and result, focusing on tangible benefits to Liberian and strengthening our country's standing. Liberia's election to a non-permanent United Nations Security Council seat for 2026-2027, with 181 out of 193 votes in the General Assembly vote, demonstrate renewed global confidence in our leadership. This historic achievement raises Liberia's profile and enables us to contribute to international peace with emphasis on women, youth, stability in our region. Liberia continues to play leading roles in ECOWAS, the Mano River Union, and African Union. We have also deepened our bilateral relations with the United States of America, evidenced by extending B1, B2 visa validity for Liberians from 12 to 36 months and launching a $124 million health partnership. In the past year, Liberia strengthened ties with France, Serbia, Morocco, China, Barbados, Bahamas, UAE, Rwanda, Mano River Union, ECOWAS, African Union, and European Union. Economic diplomacy is now clear priority. We are shifting from aid dependent to trade and investment. We have engaged over 50 foreign and diaspora investors in priority sectors, agriculture, energy, and infrastructure. Honorable members of the legislature, Liberia's progress in 2025 reflects renewed international credibility. As we take our seat on the UN Security Council and strengthen regional leadership, this administration will pursue a foreign policy that promotes peace, prosperity, inclusion, and national pride. Liberia is also set to strengthen its global standing by hosting international meetings. To this end, we have undertaken the construction of the Mano River Union Presidential Center for Regional Peace, development in Foya, Local County. The facility is fully owned by the Liberian government and includes a 500-seat conference hall and secure accommodation villas for visiting dignitaries. We are also pleased to acknowledge the invaluable contribution of the Angie Brooks Women's Center Situation Room in the promotion of peace and democracy. It is also commendable that the United Nations Security Council has recognized them as an exemplary mechanism for monitoring potential hotspots, incidents involving violence, harassment, and intimidation. The Mano River Union Presidential Center will serve as significant resource for their efforts in the future. Mr. Speaker, members of the legislature, the Liberian diaspora is not just our family abroad. They're a vital national asset, bringing skills, capital, and pride to Liberia's development. In 2024, we pledged to strengthen diaspora engagement, and I am pleased to report real progress. The inaugural Liberia Diaspora Conference in Washington, D.C. led to clear recommendations, including the establishment of a diaspora commission. We will soon bring this proposal to the legislature. Across the country, diaspora entrepreneurs and professionals are returning to invest in infrastructure, agriculture, health, education, and technology. Many are also building homes and launching new enterprises. We recognize these efforts through the Year of Return program. I must also stress that we are appalled by the distressing losses suffered by members of the diaspora community in various housing projects, including the Millennium Estate Housing Project. We will continue to work with all parties to ensure justice for those impacted. Mr. Speaker, the honorable members of the legislature. A nation that refuses to reconcile hinders its own progress and remains bound to the weight of the past. As such, reconciliation is essential to our growth as a nation's progress in enabling healing and growth for future generations. My administration has taken meaningful steps, including implementing Truth and Reconciliation Commission recommendations. Last year, we reburied former President William R. Torgbean Jr. and Samuel K. Doe Sr. with dignity and respect, and we formally apologize on behalf of the Liberian state for its role in the conflict. These actions were necessary steps towards healing, acknowledgement, and national closure. We are considering Reconciliation Commission and have established the Office of the War and Economic Crime Court, which has completed draft laws for your review. Reconciliation, however, does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean abandoning justice. True reconciliation must include justice to ensure lasting peace for Liberia. Mr. Speaker and members of the legislature, in my address to the honorable body last year, I extended a hand across the political divide and called on compatriots in the opposition and others to join us in building an inclusive government. Today, I want to renew that call. During the year in review, the nation mourned the loss of several prominent citizens. Among these were Judge Lavinia V. Ashton, former probate court judge, former dean of the Louis Addo Grant School of Law, Honorable Dr. Emilia Angeline Hope Ward, former Minister of Planning and Economic Affairs, Nimba County Senator Prince Yomi Johnson, Honorable Joy Musu Freeman Sumo, former Senior Senator from Montserrat, Honorable Ambassador James T. Toppin, former Liberian Ambassador, Federal Republic of Nigeria, former Ambassador to the Republic of Benin and Republic of Togo. Honorable Dr. El Mohamed Sharif, former Vice Chair of the Council of State, Liberia National Transition Government, Madam Nancy Bondo, former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Sylvester M. Grigsby, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs and Chief of Staff to the President, Republic of Liberia, Professor Florence Serena Blyden, former Professor, University of Liberia, and a host of others. A fuller list will be published. Mr. Vice President, Madam First Lady, Mr. Speaker, Madam Pro Tem, and members of the legislation, Mr. Chief Justice, Associate Justices, and members of the Judiciary, Madam Dean, and members of the Cabinet. In conclusion, I invite us to pause for a final moment of truth, guided always by supreme interests of our country. Beyond the progress we celebrate today, there remain unresolved matters that continue to weigh on the national conscience, affect our dignity, and demand decisive action. Accordingly, I will take the following steps without delay. First, I will ensure that we continue to comprehensively review our concession framework to correct historic inequities in the extraction and management of our national wealth, and to ensure that Liberia and its people receive fair and lasting benefits. Second, I would take immediate action to resolve the long-standing issue of relocating Palm Grove Cemetery, where the remains of our former president and other. This is a matter of national honor, historical responsibility, respect for those who serve our republic. Third, I will act to rehabilitate the decaying public buildings in Monrovia and across the country, restoring dignity to public service, safeguarding national assets for future generations. Fourth, I will initiate the process of laying out the major cities throughout Liberia, consistent with recent decentralization initiative and in accordance with the newly enacted zoning law of Liberia. Fellow Liberians, we began the journey together with a firm belief that Liberia's potentials are unlimited. That belief remains unshaken. Over the past year, we have deliberately built on the progress already made, strengthening confidence and restoring hope that the promise of the nation can indeed be unlocked for the benefit of all. After another year of service, we can say with confidence that the state of the nation is stronger than we last stood here. The gains we have recorded are not an end in themselves. They are foundation and clear proof that purposeful leadership anchored in service can deliver results. These achievements affirm our belief that Liberia's best days are ahead of us. Yet, we must not become complacent. As we deepen the implementation of the arrest agenda for inclusive development this year and beyond, we move forward with resolve, courage, clarity of purpose. We are guided by a simple but enduring truth. Leadership is not defined by titles or privilege, but by humility, fidelity to our oath, and honor to the Republic. We are here to serve the Liberian people, not to serve ourselves. If our purpose strays from service, disappointment will follow, and the truth will be unavoidable that we belong elsewhere. Service is the measure of leadership. We stand today at a defining moment between our past and our future. The choices we make now will determine whether we advance or fall behind, whether we honor or betray the hopes entrusted to us. Let us therefore commit together with one heart to move forward and not backward, mindful that what we do today will shape the Liberia of tomorrow. Let us govern, legislate, and judge in the supreme interest of the Liberian people, knowing that history will render its verdict on whether we rose to the moment or changed the course of our nation for better. With faith in God, confidence in our people, and love for country, I ask all of us to think Liberia, love Liberia, get up there. God bless us.
One, two. Well, folks, that's it. You listen to His Excellency the President of Liberia after so much anticipation. After so much anticipation, His Excellency, has responded, and you listen to the address here at the grounds of the capital after 1 hour 27 minutes. He explained to Liberians in detail as it relates to what the government has achieved, what are some of the challenges the government is confronted with, and where the country stands at the moment. But to just run you through a few highlights as to what are some of the things he highlighted. There are several other things he highlighted as president.
Having exhausted the purpose for which we have gathered here today, the presiding will entertain a motion to dissolve this joint legislative session for today. I hereby recognize Senator Yang Quinn Jr. of Myean County to make the motion. Senator, motion is yours.
Mr. Speaker and Presiding Officer, Mr. President and Vice President of the Senate, Mr. Vice President and President of the Senate, Madam Pro Tem of the Liberian Senate, Honorable Deputy Speaker and distinguished members of the 55th Legislature, having satisfied the requirements of Chapter 6, Article 58 of the 1986 Constitution that requires this legislature or the legislature to convene in a joint session for the purpose of receiving the President's annual message, I move, if I can obtain a second, that this joint legislative session of the 55th Legislature adjourn.
The presiding will hereby recognize the Right Honorable Ellen Torgbean of the Electoral District of Myean County to acknowledge the motion and second it.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Pro Tempore, Honorable Vice President, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished members of the 55th Legislature. Having listened to the motion proffered by the Senator Myean from Myean County, I, Honorable Ellen Amaka Ature, from District Number 3, Myean County, do hereby second the motion for adjournment.
Thank you. Distinguished and esteemed honorable member, it has been moved and seconded that having exhausted the purpose for which the legislature convened in a joint legislative session, the legislative session is hereby adjourned and is hereby so ordered.
So folks, that's it. This is how you been following this live broadcast here from the grounds of the Capitol building. My name is Myean, the Torgbean Predecessors. As control, I bring you all this live happenings from the third annual message of the President Joseph Yumo Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, as he just made some statements during his third annual message to the Liberian people. So the entire SUNA have come to an end here, where the president did make loud statements where he did check mark on some of them. And then I'm just going to read through them here where the president did mention about the work on the Boakai Bridge, where he made mention about it also with this issue about the National Housing Authority will begin building 600 social housing units within 6 counties as it begins that February 10. So the president did also mention about the increase on the road from 12% to 20%, maintaining more than 700 roads across the country being completed or are yet to be completed. And then also the president did mention about resolving issues of the capital as closing argument. My name is Myean. We are going to listen to
Those with invitations, we ask that you kindly have your seats as we prepare for His Excellency to attend the reception.
So thank you for rejoining us. It has been a wonderful time here on the grounds of the capital. What we all anticipated.
Ask everyone to kindly go up to the lobby for the reception. Go to the reception part.
So, yeah, and you've been one of the major critics
Give you a
of the
rundown.
government. What is your own assessment with the Boakai administration?
With a strong statement.
Officers kindly monitor members of the diplomatic corps for
a little bit of time to do a little bit of assessment and kind of do other things just to evaluate. But I must be honest with you, I am yet to see much changes. I'm yet to feel it. Hopefully, in the next couple of days or weeks, as we go through, I will get that feeling that, okay, yeah, there has been tremendous change from the George reality that or the President Boakai government. But thus far, I am yet to assess it. But I think it's part of all of us' responsibility to contribute in the process to hopefully uplift the economy and the growth of the country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's it. You listen to Lofa Julius there giving his own analysis. So we are still
humanity
on the grounds of the.
So that was how President Boakai, drew Liberians' attention after he highlighted major gains by the government. He also announced the arrival of the These are issues. These are things President Boakai to help white and major partners from major cities to connect to help blessing of farmers and other Liberians who finding it difficult to make their way to the main capital.
Even though there are so much messages.
Well, the debate is now open. If we can say whether the president was able to, to meet up with others' expectation as it relates to what the government has achieved.
Who are the journalists? The research to get back to the
So, Honorable Joe, where we see I represent the provision of the president also made instructed the National Security February to commence the construction of 600 housing units. First of all, we'll bring massive benefit for these housing units. And the first question I asked you about the legislative, Great Master anyway benefited from this legislative, the first one they mentioned of.
Well, as we speak, we cannot say that I am representing I am representing is still in darkness. I can recall on the past regime, the CRHG, the devil was built in Grandmaster on the Myean administration, the power, the power. And when that was constructed, up to now, there's no distribution yet. We cannot stay in danger, so we no food, no power.
Let me say welcome.
Thank you.
We saw you. We saw you crying for invitation, and later on, you are here at the sauna.
Mr. Boakai did not want me to come for the sauna, but I mean, this is my constitutional right. This is my job, and I'm here now. But the president just lied about the feeding program. The president just lied about the job. I mean, those are all lies.
So you are here. Where we see you.
235,000. Where in Monserrado? How did legislative enter your place? As I speak to you today, they use generator. They use generator to carry the president program on today. As I speak to you now, that generator is beating. How can the president say he electrify the country? That's not true.
Honorable Foko, when we see you performing your oversight responsibility by calling lead ministry like the Ministry of Labor to come and ascertain some of these information that was given to the president?
The ball bounce tomorrow, and let's watch and see what happens. But the president just lied to the Liberian people. He lied to the nation. But the president is known for that. Unity Party is known for lying. They are known for propaganda. They are known for giving false information to the public. So everything the president said, well, you are aware electricity now is off and on. I mean, everywhere is off and on. This is no magic. This is no news about it. So for the president to tell me that he has given additional home electricity, that's just a myth. But however, we understand the Unity Party. The Unity Party government has lied to the people.
So, Honorable Foko, you sat for 1 hour 25 minutes under the president. You sat for 1 hour 25 minutes under the president.
Yeah.
And from your own analysis, what are some of the things that the president did mention that you did your facts from?
Nothing. The president was monotonal. The president repeated everything he said today. How can the president tell me he fared well in this country? Students where? In which one the area? In Lofa? As I speak to you, the president village people now sitting on the ground to write. How can the president say that to us? The only thing the president has done in this country to pay his retirement home in 4 years. He $10 million out of home. That's why we say, brother, but tomorrow we meet in session.
You just from fasting.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
But some issues that the president points out, for me, I don't like to speak. I don't like to speak just because I want to speak, because when the president was doing his state of the nation address, I took that notes so that we would respond to it adequately, point by point. The president spoke about there was empowerment of 175 75 farmers in the counties. The president failed to tell us those counties that the farmers need to empower. If you empower 175 farmers, you need to tell us from which of the counties, which of the districts. If the president can bust out the college to announce to the president that he was going to empower 175 farmers, what's so big about it that he then be able to tell us which of the counties, which of the districts? I'm also disappointed about that. So that information will be verified and authentic when the president put down. The second one, the president spoke about he had reduced electricity. How? When? Where? He didn't tell us. So how possible is it? How can we look at you if you say you are reducing electricity I understand, or tariff on it. You never tell us I have reduced electricity on this, and this now is the new price. My president did not tell anything. He just said he reduced electricity tariff. So that I so see it to be ambiguous. It is not true. He did not come back and tell Labrenko where, how, and why he did the tariff reduction. You understand? The president said that is also laughable. The president said they discovered 1,000 ghost names. They discovered 1,000 ghost names, but they replaced the 1,000 ghost names with 2,000. How? How you replace, you discover 1,000 ghost names and quickly you replace it with 2,000? You understand what I'm saying? So those are the issues we got some critical questions the president don't speak to. Apart from that, the president said, 600 new housing units from the, how you call it, housing authority. If you say you have initiated 6,000 housing units, for me, I like to be clear with data.
6,000 or 600?
600. 600 housing units. When you're speaking to the public on the country as president of the Republic of Liberia, once you muster the courage to intimate these kind of figures, you should be able to be data-wise and sensitive to tell us which are the county, which are the community that we can able to locate this information. So that's why I'm saying that. So which are the counties? I also want to know. So you can't come here and see sound people, educated people who believe in data, who believe in research, you just come and just speak blankly. So in essence, so I'm also disappointed in the state of the nation. In essence, you understand what I'm saying? How can you describe the state of the nation? Well, it's the state of the nation engulfed with ambiguity. The state of address is engulfed with ambiguity, no facts, there is no data to point to almost all of the president said. So I'm very much disappointed in that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's Representative Anthony Williams. So that's Representative Anthony Williams. We are still here on the grounds of the Capitol, bringing you post-analysis, speaking with sectors head, speaking with representatives and senators as it relates to President Boakai, state of the nation address. So the closing argument, Joseph Sally is still here. We have Myean who is in studio. This has been a drawn production. Myean is in studio. So let's talk to President Sayuma.
The president talked about the demolition of the Palm Grove Cemetery to reform it to another. What will you say about that? You have huge number of traditional people all over the country. You have huge number of traditional people all over the country. They are here. What message are you sending to them about this issue now?
Well, as I said to you, I'm going to show them now. My traditional leader, my former governor, and everybody coming to
Okay, thank you.
There you have it here. So my, if you are hearing me still, so this is Minister Kapuan, alongside Brandon Samuka.
I've heard
Just to honorable small council.
I want to hear the president. I've heard people talk about long forward. Today, very long forward. Right? And I'm moving to there's no high school. One high school in Monrovia, Central Monrovia. FSTA, the Episcopal Church, and the Methodist Church are not providing high school in the Central Monrovia. The children of Central Monrovia. So I'm recommending Dr. Boakai to use that empty proposed housing bank buildings to be a high school for Monrovia Central out there. Begin the operation of Monrovia Central. There used to be a school in Monrovia called Monrovia Central High. They have heard about it. It was called Charlotte Honor Town. Then Honor Joe Virginia Monrovia Central. The last building that government rented is the building that Honor is using now. They are people in the town who graduated from high school. Is that the only government high school that exists. I'm asking the government to use that empty building that has been there for more than 30 years now to operate as a high school so that the poor people's children in Central Monrovia can have.
Council, there are a lot of things the president did mention. In one of his key points that the National Housing Authority constructed 600 housing will work and failed to name some of these counties, and the issue of giving 70,000 job to young people across the country. There are a lot of people who see this to be a myth, because when you take the microphone to the people, a lot of people still give that dissatisfaction on the issue of unemployment.
You know, the government should not be praising this. It should be the people. Y'all go ask the Liberian people how they look at their government today. Every government has come and he said, oh, this one there, now the first person that did it since 1847, nobody has done it. Oh no, we had the Senate since 1847, nobody has done it. I heard it.
The economy of the country is getting stronger. I think the country is moving forward. You listen to the complex games the president mentioned. This is a serious government, serious people in a serious government. And we can rest assured the Liberian people that come this year, there'll be a lot of significant gains given. We all listen to all of the complex areas across the various sectors, looking at roads, looking at electricity, agriculture, telecommunications, and what have you. And I think it's just a good thing for people to know that a lot has happened in 2 years. And if you compare to past years, you see that a lot of good progress has been made in this country. And we continue to hold the government. We have the best international recognition now. We have restored the confidence of Liberia to the international community. And that just makes it exciting for us. So the message is that there's more going to be done this year. The work has just commenced. We're going to do more this year.
Mr. Saros, the president mentioned about 70,000 jobs creation. For your own perspective, how do you grow that?
But definitely, if you look across all of the sectors, you look at agriculture, there are direct and indirect jobs being created in agriculture. Just in fisheries alone, it's almost around 33,000 jobs across the 9 coastal counties. And so if you look at other sectors that have worked, that have continued to provide the kind of opportunity for people across Liberia, now we're going to be marketing, we're going to be quantifying it, so that Liberians can get to know that, yeah, jobs are being created. It may be either direct, it may be indirect jobs. It may be medium, long-term, or short-term jobs. And those are jobs that we are counting.
Never just with the European Union 25 million, which is a boost to the fishery sector. You care to explain in them what some importance that money is going to be?
There'll be a lot of activities that we wanted to earmark this year, and that money just came on time through the European Union. We're looking at how we can improve coastal communities with artisanal fishermen, fish sellers across the country, and what have you. And so with the $25 million grant, and it's a grant, €25 million grant rather, that helps us to be able to accelerate our own expansion across the 9 coastal counties, providing the best kind of services for fishermen across the 9 coastal counties. We want to look at post-harvest losses. How can we reduce post-harvest losses? How can we help to also create quality assurance for our fish-related products across Liberia and beyond?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Notary.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Adjournment. Everybody saying Adjournment. Yeah. Yeah, relationship. They say no. Yeah, relationship, they say no.
So, folks, that's it. You have been hearing from some lawmakers here. So, we are still here bringing you some live broadcast from the grounds of the Capitol building. My name is Myean, the Torgbean. I'm here bringing you all of the lives happening, wherein we have a lot of folks who are also tuning in, wherever you are tuning in from. We do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. The president have already left the grounds of the Capitol building alongside other government officials, dignitaries. All of them have left the Capitol building. So in a month from now, we'll be cutting off from here.
I will tell you.
I will slap you. I will tell you.
All right, Chief, thank you.
Okay, guys. How you go?
Thank you. Okay, so I'm holding it. Hold it.
Me, I can personally say the superintendent is this and that. All depends on the president because the president is the one that sent him there. He knows why, the reason why he sent him there. So if Grandida is rejecting him or Grandida are rejecting him, it's up to the president to make a decision. I know there's a lot of chaos in the country. People protesting, they don't want the senator, they don't want the soup, but the president has to make the decision.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you.
So you just interpret, fix it, and say, no, because you got to be careful not to desecrate things that are already there.
Okay, so are you against the demolition exercise?
No, they should not demolish it. And also, you talk about.
They don't state that it was years ago, so what do you say about that?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't think there has been significant change. Some progress has been made, but I don't see significant change. For example, outsourcing of Liberian jobs and Liberian services to the companies, foreign companies, these jobs and services were outsourced to other area. I still the same. And we are buying more foreign products than Liberian products. Look, I went to the agriculture fair in Ganta, and I was so angry. I bought from every table. Not that I have money, but I want to encourage them. Liberian government officials are not there except the Minister of Agriculture. I think President Boakai coming forward to say next year that every official of our government should go to the agriculture fair, and no farmer should carry products back home. And some Liberians are even adding value to Liberian food, packaging them. What kind of encouragement are we giving them when they have to carry those things back? When they go to the agriculture fair, everything should be bought so that other people can be encouraged to do it.
So on the overall, how do you rate the performance of the government, especially 2025?
They are trying. That's what I can say. At least they are trying.
What message are you taking back home? Your message?
Back home?
Yeah.
I just say the government is trying. But there's nothing groundbreaking. Nothing groundbreaking. You know?
Do you think
like in 4 months in Namibia, one of that lady, the changes were taking place. She declared education free, this one, that one. You know, we want to see things. So for example, I have been crying since 2024. Mr. President, I supported you. There's a low-hanging fruit that will bring relief to families. There's corruption in the education system. This graduation fee is corruption. The school administrators do not do anything on graduation. They don't even give bag of water to students. Not even talk about their family. So because they are afraid, so their school fee can be high, they say graduation fee. 2 weeks to graduation, some of them say $300, $400. Sometimes the graduation fees are higher than the school fees. Please issue one executive order and say honor administration. No graduation fee. That has happened. And as supporter of the government, I have an obligation to make him serve the Liberian people to make them happy.
Do you think there's still room for this government to make things better?
They got 3 years.
Yes.
They got 3 years. If they keep spending so much on few people, the 1% that hold top positions in government, the people will not be happy. In Botswana, go read, go check it, go do Google search. 5 years, no protest. The citizens are satisfied. The government are taking that country to middle income country. So whereas we are rated among the 15 poorest countries of the world. So even that all we're looking for, the way government spends money and the level of corruption, we can find petroleum in the Atlantic Ocean like we until we go.
What is that one thing that you want for the president to improve on let's say the 3 years after?
Education. Education is the #1 priority for any country that wants to develop. Check Singapore, you. Check United States, check China. Everywhere is education. Okay, we're talking about 285 yellow machine companies. Who are operating? Who will be the mechanics? Have we trained technicians? That's education. We are way back. We're going to get Guinean mechanics, Guinean yellow machine operators, Ghanaians. Education. Because when you educate your citizens, some of them become innovative. They create jobs. We are far back in education. The example I'm giving. No government high school. It's 1968. Government opened the junior elementary school.
Mommy, give me a care. I want to have for you.
Who need to challenge you? You are here? Yes, so you want to challenge you are there.
So, Myean, if you are in studio, we want to call you a day. We want to take a short break to be right back. Myean.
Okay,
Myean, if
so
you're in studio, you can.
okay,
Myean, if you're
thank
in
you.
studio, you can take it from my end.
Okay, thank you all so much. Thank you. So that's the man Joseph Siley. Joseph have been there. So I want to say many thanks to every one of you who've been following this live. My name is Myean the Torgbean. I'm also here with the man Joseph Siley. We have been here bringing you the entire side attraction from the President's State of the Nation address. So we're hoping to be joined by one of our panelists, Mr. Sylvester Pee-wee, who also want to share his experience on and also make his own input on this sooner today. Today having to be the third son of the President of the Republic of Liberia. So we're hoping to be joined by Mr. Sylvester Pee-wee. So we have gone exactly 3 hours now in this entire broadcast. So let's see what we can bring on. Mr. Sylvester Pee-wee is trying to log in. So I think Mr. Pee-wee is here. So Mr. Pee-wee, if you are there, can you come on now? Mr. Pee-wee, are you there? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Maya, I'm
So
here.
yeah, I'm hearing you. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Myan. I think we've been following the president third State of the Nation address. I thought it was something that would come on briefly. I don't know if those the guy that were reporting not too long ago stay on, but I think it's important that it was a good thing to see our president deliver his constitutional responsibility. It is very important and paramount that Liberian people aware this is a constitutional responsibility that the president exercised today. But I think we will look into this speech holistically later this evening and take our perspective from there. I thought the president, I want to believe there's a lot of things we have to challenge and fact check the president about. He said some good things that we look forward to seeing. 600 housing units across 6 counties that will begin some next month, February. That's a good thing. He talked about the maternal death rates dropped nationwide. He needed to get us some stats to that. And other things. There are a lot of areas he talked about. We need to ask some serious question about the University of Liberia. The funds have been made available to renovate the University of Liberia and other community colleges, but he fell short of saying the amount of money put into those areas. And he said due to some issue the CSA is doing, they remove 1,000 ghost names from payroll from teachers issue. They will have to get up some validation issue. So how can we go and validate these things and we match them out on the line? But there's a lot of things we're going to talk about in the president 1 hour and 25 minute speech that he delivered. But again, I thought the president looked ruffled, and it's one of the key attention that I pay. And I will hope next time those that will help the president to do the speech of the president will at least allow the president to operate within 30, 35 minutes, maximum 40 minutes. We're good. It will be okay. He's old. And we have to take in mind that the president is old and tired with the age. Even if a young person is standing for more than 1 hour is sometimes, then you have an 81 or 82 years old man now moving on, which stand for 1 hour and plus and other things. So you saw the president mispronounce certain words. He was very tired. And he started mispronouncing words, and he was not very sure about how he coordinated words and other things. But by and large, the speech itself was a good speech. There's few areas to fact check and the rest of that. Something, and I want to say that, and that's why the president did not even complete this constitutional responsibility. And it's something that I'm observing now, and I'm going to state it when we're back, Myan. I hope you go back and read the constitution of that. The beginning of this section, Myan, I think you observe it very closely. The beginning of this section, the president, there was a motion for the Jones sitting, to open the Jones sitting before the president was brought in by the sergeant at arms. And after the speech, before the speaker, and something I noticed today, proof that the president, many didn't notice that the president was really tired. You saw him rubbing his eyes and other things. That was a signal and sign that he was tired, actually. Very, very tired, and he had to leave immediately. And that was a violation. That was not in full fulfillment of the constitutional responsibility. He should have sat there, wherein the Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives would call for a motion to dissolve the Jones sitting before the president is escorted out by the chief clerk of the Honorable House of Representatives. That didn't happen today. So a lot of different kind of observation on my end. I thought we were going to go back to it and do some other thing later this evening. We're going to do some, maybe we'll look at those things. But the president immediately left, and that was a clear violation of that. The president should have remained in the Jones sitting of the Honorable Legislature and then the Honorable Speaker will call for a motion from other, and the motion will come from the Honorable Liberian Senate, and then one of the representatives will second the motion, and the Speaker will now move to dissolve the joint sitting of the legislature. Then the President will be now escorted out of the joint chambers by the Honorable Sergeant of the House of Representatives, and along with some high dignitary of the Liberian government, including the Vice President, the Speaker, the Pro Tempore, and others will join and escort the President along the rotunda of the Capitol building, where the President now will move to be hosted by the Speaker, the Pro Tem, the Vice President, for a reception after the State of the Nation address. But I don't know if the President, so we need to ask folks that are there, is the President still on the ground, or he left completely?
The President just left.
Okay, so that's one of the reasons. So the President should have actually, that's issue. I hope they will correct this next time. I hope folks will take note of this. The President shouldn't have left the chambers before. He should have left after the joint sitting is dissolved by a motion, by the Speaker seeking motion from the Senate first, and then the House will concur, and then if it is dissolved, because it was this being there, it was the purpose. But of course, he went in, and that shouldn't have happened. So that's part of a few things my idea taught to observe. I will hope that we will eventually come to this, and we do some basic analysis on this issue as going forward.
Yeah, so Mr. P, that's it. So you just said a lot of things here, and then there are so many things that went on from our end here, because we've been covering the entire Sudan today. It's been a really hard, and then we had to face a boot wherein we can be able to sit and then carry on our entire broadcast, where the temperature from the sun make a lot of people to not be able to cover their live broadcast, because the sun was very hard from our end here. But the President did mention about so many things. One of the main issue that the President mentioned about is the 70,000 jobs that were created for Liberians. Well, critics, opposition bloc, there are a lot of things that some lawmakers stress on, and then we're hoping that we got on our focus, said that he wants to appear. So we're hoping to talk with him, hopefully, so that he can be able to appear and make some statements. But we're hoping to.
Great. Do whatever you can do to bring some lawmakers. We hope to talk to lawmakers today and mix it up, right? I've been doing some analysis on the 70,000 jobs, and that is far-fetched on a serious note. We will fact-check the President on this, and we will push the Liberian government that they have to prove this. It's not possible. 70,000 jobs, who creating the 70,000 jobs? From which sector the 70,000 jobs is created? We're talking about a year in review, talking about 2025. So if the President is giving up misinformation or lying to the public, and I want to say, if it's not proven, this is a very difficult thing to prove here. On the year on a review, 70,000 jobs, where did the job get? We need to tell us. So we need to have the stocks here as to where those jobs got created. If the banks created 70,000 to 5,000 jobs, tell how many banks employ folks. It's not a difficult thing to prove, if you will. If you get the number 70,000, we should challenge them. Listen, this is a blatant attempt by the Liberian government via the head of the Liberian government to give information of such to the Liberian people. We will not take this as face value. There will have to be a justified statement coming, statistical statements from the government of Liberia indicating these jobs that were created. Did the government, the government via the civil service create how many thousand? Tell us. Last year alone, how many thousand jobs did it create via CSA through all the government sectors, if you will, the SOEs and all those institutions? So it's going to be a problem, and they will have to prove this. If this is going to be part of the issue about government coming with some level of integrity. If you cannot prove this, it's going to be a serious dent to the character reputation of the government of Liberia, particularly the presidency itself. So they will have to come and prove this. A lot of things here. The president said that it is ambiguous, and we have to come back to the realization that we cannot come and punch up those kind of vague things to the Liberian people without sufficient evidence to prove them. In an attempt to do these things with no real information, it's tantamount to exposing yourself, and then you're going to lose. It matters. It comes on. It's called a public integrity, if you will. So they will have to come and prove it. If you cannot prove it, this is a problem moving on. That's a serious in mind. It is serious, and I thought it would have some serious repetition and problem on the government.
Yeah, so basically, I'm trying to talk to like 3 lawmakers to see how best we can bring them on. So I'm chatting with them in the back. So we're hoping that if they confirm, if few of them confirm, I'm going to face the emergency fly and then bring them on so that they can be able to give their view and make some check by on some of the things that were mentioned by the president today during the Sudan.
Great, man. Let me let you go and do some. But even if you don't get them, you still have to do a lay flyer that will be looking into dissecting. Do a flyer that the closing argument will be, panelists will be dissecting the president state of the nation today. That's going to be the debate today, the discussion today. We're going to look at it from all perspectives, all areas, angles about health and security. I didn't listen to him talk much about security, but education. He spoke of education, health, and other areas. So we're going to go into it and have the executive mansion, because you're the correspondent, have the executive mansion published a speech already. They had the soft copies out.
Not yet. They are working on it. So we're hoping.
I thought this is a sluggish performance by the press secretary at this time. The soft copy should already be out before even the president. The fact that the president will be on the stage already before the conclusion of the speech, immediately after that, it should be published. An effective executive marshal will do that throughout the weird time. Immediately after we are still on the ground, the Capitol building, the executive marshal is already on the website. It's one, and then it's been sent to all of the news outlets for publication, if you will. If it is not out yet, then that means that's very effective on the part of the press secretary. I thought she have to be a little bit on top of her game as the press secretary of the country. You have the press secretary, I think, 1 deputy for now. It should be 2, but we have 1 deputy. What are they doing?
But
I think this.
Do you know that the press secretary and the deputy is not in a good rapport?
Yeah, I know this, and we need to bring this to a line. How do you have a press secretary and the deputy press secretary not working together? And I'm told they don't even see eye to eye. And how do they work together? That's what I'm told. And so
it doesn't even come at the office.
So then, what's the problem? The president appointed you see, and that's the issue about our country. We don't talk these things, and it's very important. If the president got his press secretary and deputy press secretary don't see eye to eye, they don't work together, well, why are you appointing someone as a deputy to some? And we're going to discuss this also tonight, Myean. So I beg you, if I want to sleep, or I hope, let me put part of my notes because I've been doing I don't know. It's that's a major issue. But Myean, let me so try to do the flyer on these things and so we can get going. We're going to do some real deep analysis on this tonight. And are we going to be on radio today?
Yeah, we are going to be on the radio, definitely.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but how was the view? Did you get? I didn't follow. I came in now. Listen, I will actually directly. Someone shared on my page. When I started, I just started following God. I was doing something, so I just started listening to that at the point. They can say something up. But how was it? Are you at the Capitol?
I'm still at the Capitol building. I'm still in the booth. There's a booth that is being built.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. But who? You alone did it live?
No, I was helped by one of my colleagues, Joseph Sadley, and that of one of our freelancer girl.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm the one who been controlling everything, the setup and what have you, everything I'm doing there.
That's excellent. Hey, Maya, you went live on this the actual speed beginning. I was
Definitely. I had a lot of people calling.
I mean, you know, of late I have really not been following him. It's just from the Liberian team. And I mean, I got to know of him. I heard about him that he was the major online president that reported online president got almost 50 to 60 million people following him.
Yeah.
Imagine that another thing, and how he make a young kid at the age 20 years now. 21, 10 million a year. He's Michael's in is reporting that he's between an amount between 15 to 30 million dollars. He's earned already into his own name and the rest of that, and he's a big star. He is a big star. He's a big star. I saw people trying to politicize his visitation to Liberia. Oh, he didn't meet this, but I thought it was a great. Those that invited him, I saw certain people say, "Oh, those that invited him should have done better." Come on, they did an excellent job. I saw a post from Costa State trying to just say, "Oh, those that invited him did an excellent job," and I thought they really showcased Liberia. It's good. These are the kind of thing we ought to see. He left already?
Yeah, he's in Ghana. He went after he left Liberia, went Africa Coast, and then he's in Ghana currently.
So he's on a massive African tour.
Yeah.
That's good. He's on an African tour. That's good. He's in Ghana and other things. Wow, that's good. So I mean, this is gonna kick in. But who actually Maya really being distracted, man?
Yeah, go ahead. Listen to
who
you.
who actually brought him quickly? I'll let you go. Who actually brought him to Liberia?
No, he it's not like an individual, but he came on a tour.
Okay, so he on an African tour.
Definitely.
But how Liberia got on that? I don't think he's gonna go all over Africa. I think he's gonna visit a lot of countries in Africa. But
he went all over the African countries. I think only 3 African countries left, which is I think Ghana, Sierra Leone, and then another country left over.
So he visiting the entire Africa.
Definitely, yes.
Is he traveling with his own plane?
Yes, he has his own plane. He has his own like security, medical team, and the entire team. He brought in.
That's excellent. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. So people saying, okay, man, let me let you go. So that's it. We look forward to being on the show this evening.
Okay, thank you all so much. So for our many listeners, I want to say thank you. We have gone 3 hours 18 minutes into this live streaming. So I've been here. I'm feeling somehow, but it's kind of hard for our end here because of the weather condition. But
I want to be having some cold water to be drinking, man. I have water.
Nothing
here. Water.
Nothing here right now. We just manage it anyway.
I mean, you told me I'm gonna see if I can get some water to drink, man.
Yeah, but it's still late. It's still late.
Let me see if I can send you $20 to get something.
Okay, Chief. Yeah. Thank you all so much. So it's been a wonderful time from our earlier covering the Sona 2026. So
hey, Myean, the guy I heard something. The guy that said he wanted to talk to me the other day.
Yes, he been calling me over the past time, but I told him I've already sent your number, his number to you. So
the number is not WhatsApp.
Which number?
The number you sent to me.
His number, no. His number is not on WhatsApp. So if you're ready, I can call. You can call him on WhatsApp. Then I'll call him locally, and then join the call. If you're ready.
What I wanted to know, I want because it happened before. I have somebody was it happened before. There was a guy that came. He said he was sick with the other thing. I ain't in your phone.
Yeah. I remember.
All that stuff. Come in to get one something. But he really got the rent issue.
I haven't seen him yet. I need
to see and verify if it is true. I will pay. I will help pay his rent.
Okay, so I'll have to contact him.
I need to
contact him today, and then tomorrow, then we can get him.
I need to see.
Yeah, so I'll been calling me, text me back to back. But doing is the snow time on that side, so maybe probably you busy or something else. So we will call him.
Man, check your phone. I think I'm saying tell you that.
Okay. Thank you all so much. Let me check it.
Yeah, man, I can drink. At least you get water to drink, or I can go buy a lapa do go there.
Yeah, I see it.
Before the time, man.
Yes.
Yeah, so talk to him, coordinate with him. I don't want somebody just trying to create story to get something. If it is true that he actually get that challenge, he said $200, right?
Yeah, 200.
Yeah, I can try to help him with that, though. It's not an issue that should be them. Because the reason why I'm doing that because he said he want to key. I don't want him kids about 200 Benin.
Yeah.
That would not. Yeah, where we can help.
Yeah,
so I don't want him to do that. So find out from him actually. I want you to try to and don't take side. Be very honest with me on that. If it is real that he read it, find out if it is true that he read something, he read this and that, let him know. Don't and call him right after. Yeah, you shouldn't think that I'm one of those that been calling him because he said a lot of people saying they will help. No.
Yeah.
I will attempt calling him. Call him and let him know I just call. I wanted to talk to him. Hey, that number on WhatsApp. Let me see quickly if I let you go. I come in. Let me see the number. You send me the number. Let me see if it's on. Okay, the number you sent to me is here. He's not on WhatsApp. He's not on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
he's not on WhatsApp. I don't see him on WhatsApp. So try to call him and link with him again. Let him know I just called. I wanted to concern about it so I can send it. If I end, then I will try to get the money over to him on and get it to you on and just let him know. Tell him the money or tell him as soon as the month end on February 1st or the 2nd of February I can get some money. I will try to pay his rent. So if it is true, tell him I'll get call. If it is true, establish on because it's possible that somebody will go lie. They nothing they want to do. They're using it as a scheme of getting something. People can do that in the Britain, right? Oh, I want to people come up. Oh, I want the people call because normally people kind of do. I don't want us to do it. And then he want to go again, want to do it to somebody. He'll be doing it for the sake of doing it when he know he not because of that. Yeah, it be because of actually what he really struggling for and say it. He shouldn't be lying that, oh, I want to create it and not the same. So let me let you go. So do that and let me know.
Okay, so I'll call you just after I'm done with him.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all so much. So it's been a wonderful time for my end here, Mrs. P. So my name is Myean D. Torgbean. I just want to say thanks to all of our listeners, our followers, our viewers. It's exactly 6:35 from my end in Liberia. So we have been here since 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. this morning, and then it's exactly 6:35 p.m. So we want to say thanks for following, thanks for watching. Do join us if you can on the show tonight.